But I get why it happened, and he immediately took blame. He said, "This is all my fault. I should,
Respect.
So,
Yeah,
for sure. The fact that it came right away too, like he knew he messed up. Like, I should not have done that.
Yep, seeing him, he apologized to Piastri as soon as he saw him out in the media pen. Yep. He took full responsibility for it, and it was fully his fault.
Hey, that's just two of the best racers on the grid right now going at it.
Exactly, and so,
but again, that's the inevitable. Finally, has happened.
You have it in notes. Albon hit a sick jump on lap 1. He got, I think it was wasn't it against Colapinto where he got pushed a bit, and then
I think so. Yeah.
He goes off. He goes through the grass and then literally gets jumped over, and then has to retire later for damage to the car.
Yep.
Allegedly, there was going to be a deal. Was it Stroll? I think it was Stroll that allegedly pushed Gasly off the track a little bit when Gasly started clipping the wall and crap. It was later in the race.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But for once, I actually do not blame Stroll for that. I think Gasly was trying to hit a gap that wasn't there, like another driver that we'll talk about in a little bit. I just feel like they're going to have a little bit more space around them, which could be a negative thing.
Yeah.
They might be more timid around each other now.
I don't know. I don't think Piastri's shaking at all about this because he was
I mean,
very
he's the
little
one that
affected.
finished the
I
race.
think Norris. I could see Norris's, and I'm seeing this a lot on socials. Norris's confidence could probably be a little shaken.
Get laced up.
Let's go.
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Welcome back to what do we got here? Banter with the boys. Yes, fast laps. We got.
I thought we were joking about you forgetting what we were doing here.
Preview. I'm not joking. I've been gone for too long, Joe.
He's been gone for a single episode.
That is too much.
Missed one episode in 2 years. That's too much.
How are you doing, Smeltsy? We missed you.
I'm fine.
We talked about you a little bit.
Busy.
It happened.
I heard. Well, you kind of talked about me.
Did you love my little pitch to Alpine for like a second?
Yeah, I think I mentioned something in the group text or something of that nature. Like maybe I didn't actually, but I remember you. It was very short and sweet. Smeltsy, Alpine. All right. I was like, oh my God. And then I thought that was a fake out and that you guys were actually going to talk about Alpine. And then you proceeded to not do that. No, Joe, I have the floor. When Gasly actually gets a top 10, Alpine actually gets points, I think for the second time this year, and you choose not to talk about Alpine.
Where's Alpine and constructors again?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Low.
They're a solid 11. They're in last by a solid 11 points.
Yeah, to be fair, I do think I was going to talk about it, but the moment just kind of
overtook you.
Yeah, the moment overtook me. Like, how funny would it be if I didn't? And then I didn't.
Yeah. No, I'm not disappointed at all. Mike, how's it going?
Hello, I'm here again.
Mike's here.
I made it. I didn't miss last week.
Wearing an Aston hat today.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I grabbed this morning. I grabbed my Haas shirt and hat, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab Aston.
Mercedes engine suppliers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're wearing a Mercedes hat today, Joe.
Yeah.
Mercedes engine.
I somehow lost all of my McClaren hats.
That's
Weird,
so
huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think they crashed into each other or something.
Speaking of hats, before we jump into it, I bought a Williams hat 3 months ago.
And it has yet to show
got lost in transit.
Nice. No.
And I messaged them and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's being held because it was coming from the UK and they're like, it's being held by customs." And I was like, "Oh okay." So I messaged them 2 weeks later and like, "Oh yeah, it was lost in transit. We'll send you a new one." So I got another one coming, and I think it's actually gotten into the US now. I'm just waiting
past
for
customs though?
I think so. I'll check.
Does it tell you that if you're tracking?
No,
something?
it gave me nothing.
Yeah,
it said it got stuck in between.
It'd be nice to know.
Yeah, it got stuck in between the person getting it to the US and USPS. USPS just kept saying waiting for handoff. Yeah.
Probably.
Someone's rocking a Williams hat.
Someone got a free hat.
I almost bought a new F1 hat today.
Wow.
I did not.
I also was looking at a new F1 hat as well.
I had a package in the mail and I was like, this could be my hat, but it wasn't. So
yeah, that sucks. That's tough.
Did you buy a hat?
No, I was looking at one though.
Yeah, I was too, and I can't pull myself to pull the trigger yet.
I'm gonna be straight. I kind of just want to get a Sauber hat.
No, that's the one I was looking at. Something about the light blue Mercedes hat first to me. I might have to do, but
or we could all just like pick a few teams each. we all
we were already gonna do.
pick 3 teams each, and one of us gets 4, and then we get all of the teams' hats.
I like
and
the
we rotate.
idea that Smelty and I both have Sauber hats, and then we both wear them on the same pod, and then we get to make fun of you for not having a Sauber hat. We get to
Have you
point and
seen
laugh.
constructor standings? I don't think.
Yeah,
my
Sauber's
teams are
doing pretty
great.
well.
My teams are doing. I've recently. Okay,
Recently.
we should get into it.
We should get into
anyway,
it.
We gotta talk about
good
it.
point. Yeah.
Good segue.
This is supposed to be the intro. Yeah. Kev is here.
Also, Kev is here. Yeah.
Like that guy.
next week we will have Kev Cam and Kev Mike.
Yes.
Heck
So
yeah.
you can
Not to be confused with Mike's Mike or
Yeah.
Mike in
or
general.
Kev.
Yeah.
Canadian GP recap. Kev, let's just send it. Awesome. Here we are. Is my hat on straight? It is not. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
It's a hat podcast now.
hat podcast, Hatcast.
Cast.
Canadian GP recap, yes. Pre-race banter. We got the sprint quali practice, yada yada. All I got for that is George Russell was fast most of the weekend, and he ended up proving that in the GP. But is there anything that is sticking out to you right out of the gate, Joe, with your pre-race notes?
Yeah, the biggest thing, mediums were faster for most cars. I think George got his fastest lap on mediums, so like it was kind of a toss up between softs and mediums. McLaren didn't use any mediums at all. Some teams didn't; they just went softs. But Mercedes used a lot of mediums. A couple of other notes. Yuki was given a 10-place grid penalty for overtaking under red flags in the final practice session. Evolution seemed to be pretty high.
Did we get any pit starts? I thought we had. I must be
think
thinking.
we
of
had
the
2 pit
race
starts,
before.
right?
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
I think so.
I can't remember who the 2 are.
Well, Alpine.
once it was-
It was
Gasly.
Lawson and Gasly. I have it written down.
Nice.
Lawson and Gasly started the pit lane. And then Hadjar impeded signs. This really rubbed me the wrong way. In Q1, Hadjar impeded signs.
As a Williams fan,
And
that's what I was
Signs
upset.
got knocked out because he was impeded. Granted, we don't know exactly what his lap time would have been, but he was on a fast lap when he was impeded. That was investigated, and he was given a 3-place grid penalty because of it.
Yep.
And that is... first time. This is the first time George has ever taken a pole at a track that he's taken pole previously in. So this is his first repeat.
Repeat pole. Interesting. Where did you find that note?
That was stated, I think, just by
Dang,
commentator.
that's yeah, I like that. Anyway, as a Mercedes fan,
Of course.
obviously,
The only one here.
obviously, yep,
Yep.
only one that exists. Anyway, okay, yes. So, did you have anything pre-race?
I think also Gabby also in similar to Yuki was accused of overtaking under a red flag, and
Bortoletto?
yeah, Gabriel Bortoletto, and I think Sauber actually fought that,
Yes.
and had it repealed, and just goes to show how good Oliver Oakes is at playing the rules.
No, yeah, you're right.
Like,
I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he almost had a 10-place grid penalty as well, but yeah, that also like you jogged my memory. So that was all I had for pre-race.
Fair enough. Well, we won't waste any more time on pre-race and dig right into the GP, where our starting grid was Russell, Verstappen, Piastri, Antonelli, Hamilton, Alonso, Norris, Leclerc, Hadjar, and Albon. Some same, some different, right? Finishing 10 is going to be Russell, Verstappen, Antonelli, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Sainz. I want to save McLaren for last, low key. We all know.
Work our way from bottom to top.
Oh, I like that idea.
I like that. So that would probably be Racing Bulls because they are absolutely garbage. And I mean, unfortunately, all that pre-race stuff that Joe had already mentioned played a massive role in that. I don't know. Liam's Liam. Isaac, better luck next week, buddy.
Yeah. Liam had car issues, so he had to retire. And then
Oh shucks.
Isaac he just couldn't. I think he ended 16th, even though he was qualified 9th. So not a good race.
To be fair, this is like I think his worst race since
Isaac?
Melbourne. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
you're due.
Yeah. And for like a rookie, whatever, man. Take your lumps.
And again, he had the 3-place grid penalty.
Yep.
Isaac. He did. Yeah. I mean, again, what are you gonna do? You know, you're already starting from behind essentially in that. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, his starting. Did he get? Was his penalty after that starting grid? Because it says here he started 9th. Did he line up 9th?
Oh, you know what? I don't think he did.
Let me just check.
I don't think he
super
did.
quick.
I think I have that wrong.
Starting grid, he was 12th. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yep. So Albon, and then who started 10th? then?
Colapinto.
Colapinto. Oh,
Yeah.
Colapinto started.
Do you think he? Do you think he got points?
didn't end well.
Oh, okay.
But let's see. The only other team to have both drivers finish out of points. We don't need to spend a lot of time on these guys. Alpine. Yep. You know what? I think your commentary on Alpine last episode very much applies to this one. I didn't see a lot. I think they actually, I think Colapinto started 13th too. Do you still have the starting grid pulled up?
Colapinto started. No, he started
10th. Yeah.
Did he? Colapinto? I thought you just said that. Who did I think you just said?
Hadjar got pushed down, so it pushed Colapinto to 10th.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you said Bortoletto. My names are getting mixed up.
He
here.
started 15th.
Speaking of Colapinto, though, what is your temperature check on Colapinto thus far?
Ooh, yeah.
This will be his 5th race.
That's a great question.
I mean,
Do we know?
and
how,
it's supposed to be every 5, isn't it?
I was about to ask.
Yep.
Do we know how
Yeah.
this is? This is his.
This
5th.
is his 5th.
Okay. The one that we just were going to.
Yeah, Austria will be his 5th. So no points yet.
No word on if they're switching him after Austria yet.
Although there was a little bit of gaslighting coming from, why am I forgetting his name?
Flavio.
Flavio, yeah. Flavio was gaslighting the press a little bit, saying like they asked him, they're like, so what's the deal with Colapinto's 5 race thing? And he goes, I never said he was only going to be in for 5
God.
races.
Looking. Okay.
That you guys said that, not me.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
So we'll see if that really goes through or not. But
I mean, without remembering every single race, right? And just off my memory, which we've learned very quickly that is garbage, considering I got the name wrong a minute after Joe said it. I feel like he's done a better job than Jack Doohan, but at the same time, as far as I feel like Colapinto's practicing and qualifying has been better than Jack Doohan.
yep.
But the GP is a similar result, right? I don't know. I would like to see him in for a couple more races. I don't think we'll see Jack. I don't think they'll put Jack Doohan back in the car.
No.
You know. You don't think so? You think they could? Or are you looking at driver comparison?
I'm looking at driver comparison. Neither of them have points. Gasly has 11. I just
carrying the team.
Yeah, truly. But I mean, like, same goes for Bortoletto and Hulkenberg and
Right. There was.
and that's it. Really, it's just those 3. I don't know. I think if you keep swapping them out, none of them are gonna get good.
Yep.
Right. So it's a flawed idea. You can't expect to put a driver who's never driven at this level before in, and then even though Colapinto drove half a season-ish, and then expect them to. What I'm trying to say is you need them to be in the car so they can get practice in before new regs come next season. And if you keep swapping out 5 after 5 after 5, I think it was just maybe it could be. I'm kind of hoping because I kind of like Doohan.
I was going to ask,
honestly.
why do you think he had such a short leash? Do you think they
I think it's just because
they
Colapinto
knew they had Colapinto there?
I think so. They saw Colapinto and they were at least a little bit more impressed, I suppose. It's unfair to Doohan, but it is what it is. But
does Doohan get outlandish, right? This is not going to happen. But does Doohan get like a Liam Lawson seat at Racing Bulls next year?
There's no seat for them to upgrade to,
If Lawson, I'm saying if Lawson gets kicked.
Does
if Liam Lawson gets kicked at the end of this season?
Red Bull still has way too many drivers to cycle
just
through.
ready to come up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think they're looking literally at any other team.
Fair enough, other than their own.
Yep.
I was seeing I saw a different content creator who had talked about the differences between the drivers, and he brought up that neither second driver on Alpine have really done anything, but he did comparisons on qualifyings for the two of them and how far apart they were qualifying away from each other. And he said that on average, Colapinto has been qualifying typically 2 places closer than Doohan. So
That'll kind of do it, honestly. If I was them, yeah, I would
Well,
be
I'm
like,
glad I'm not crazy thinking that the practice and then qualifying was better than doing, but
Right.
I didn't think 2 whole places.
so to your point, Flavio saying what 5th place thing, that 5th place thing could have just been a light letdown for Doohan, and they just give Colapinto the seat for
Probably
the rest
it's
of
a
the
PR
season.
move.
Yeah.
Probably
Honestly, and that's like probably it sucks because everyone's going to be like, hey, that's not cool, but it's the smartest play to make is to keep a single driver in and let them learn and grow and get better.
I think what they should have done is they should have held Doohan for the first 12 races. And, if he just didn't pan out, give him half a season at least. You know, give him his time to shine. He doesn't pan out, then you say, look, man, we gave you a crack. We got another guy that we want to give a crack to.
They announced they were swapping drivers race 3, right?
Yeah.
it was early.
Yeah, it was super early.
Okay. So they didn't say this pre-season though. They said
No.
it. They're like, he's not panning out.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, Oliver Wheatley, that was the old team principal, right? He was saying he actually was defending.
For Alpine?
Yeah, I thought it was Wheatley.
The one that just left?
Yeah, I thought it was
No.
Wheatley.
No. Who is it?
You'll tell me.
It was Oaks. So
yeah,
you said
okay,
Oaks
yeah.
earlier.
Oh, I
but
said
Oaks was
That's okay.
maybe-
that's what
maybe
threw me
Wheatley-
off when he
oh,
said
yeah, maybe
Oaks. I was like,
Wheatley-
yeah.
Maybe Wheatley is the one that is current team principal at
I think that's correct.
Sauber. Then
I think that's correct. Hold on, stand by. Joe's typing.
Yeah, it is Wheatley.
Nah.
yeah, okay,
There
yeah.
we go.
I got-
You
No
said
problem, no
Oakley, and I was
both
like,
of their names
But we
are
both
Oliver.
went with it though.
yeah.
We were both
well, because
like, yes,
I was
that's
like,
correct.
okay, he said it. He knows.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
It's my
correct
fault.
you or
Both their
anything.
names
You're
are
good,
Oliver,
you're good.
so I got them
But
mixed up.
I heard. No, it's Jonathan Wheatley.
Oh, it's Jonathan. Well, I'm just dumb.
Yes. Both their names
You got to put the
Oliver.
shovel down sometimes when you're digging the hole. Just put the shovel.
Both their names are Oliver. It's fine. So Oliver, how do you? No, yeah, that's fine.
Well, nonetheless, yeah. So that Oaks was saying that he was defending the heck out of Doohan before the season and was like, we're not putting Colapinto in. Colapinto is our reserve driver. We are driving Doohan. And he was full on team Doohan. So, and notably, what was it, 2 races after Oaks is gone, we have Colapinto.
It was the next. I think it was the next race.
It might have been.
that
I think it
race,
was.
like he
it
left
happened
midweek
very
or
close to
whatever.
it together.
Yeah.
He left midweek, and then 2 days later they announced it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. But
That feels right.
yeah, Alpine.
Actually, it might have been even after
after what?
Colapinto joined the team.
The Oaks thing?
Yeah, because Oaks left in May.
Oh, well then, yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I've clearly been wrong a few times. That's fine.
Hold on.
doing
Sorry,
place.
listeners. We just gotta clear this.
Google
This is
is
gonna
our
man.
friend today.
yeah.
Starting at the Imola Grand. So when was Imola?
Colapinto.
May 7th. So it was right before Oaks. Right
Okay.
before Oaks left,
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I believe.
Well, maybe
Well-
everything was already in the news. He was already thinking he was gonna leave. I don't know. I'm not trying to defend Oaks defending Doohan, but
Yeah. Anyhow,
yeah. Anyway, what was the point we're getting to here? Because
well,
I forgot.
I was just talking about Oaks defending,
yeah.
doing and whatnot. So
For sure. Anyway, Alpine, hot garbage at the moment, and dead last in the constructors, which I did not see
Comfortably
coming.
last.
I did not see coming, and that is extremely disappointing. Good thing I got one of their hats. Money well spent.
we love underdogs.
That we do. We kind of do, though. That's the thing. So let's see. Let's talk about. I mean,
I like Williams. I guess.
Yeah, go with Williams.
You want to go with Williams?
Let's go with
I
Williams.
mean,
Williams
yeah.
should be next.
Sainz got 10th.
Albon hit you have it in notes. Albon hit a sick jump on lap 1. He got, I think it was wasn't it against Colapinto where he got pushed a bit and then
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
he goes off. He goes through the grass and then literally
that
gets
was
jumped
Bortoletto, but
over and then has to retire later for damage to the car.
Yep.
So he did start 10th. He dropped a lot of places. Luckily, Sainz was able to pick up the pieces and finish in points.
But that does suck for
1 point,
Albon, who didn't have
yeah.
a horrible weekend. You know.
No, yeah, definitely didn't have a horrible weekend. Definitely not his best weekend. We've seen him do better, but it was definitely, he was in contention for points until that moment, and then just damage limitation didn't hold out, unfortunately.
Let's just go to Haas.
Let's do it.
Let's go to Haas.
Let's go to Haas. We just did all 3 of ours right there. Boom, boom, boom.
It was a weekend.
It was a weekend.
I don't even remember.
I just have defer to Mike.
Yeah, I don't even remember where my team
Behrman
finished.
11th, Ocon 9th.
Oken.
Ninth.
Oken.
We'll call him Oken.
Yeah.
Esteban.
Yeah, it was-
Esteban Oken.
It was fine. I remember like
Beerman
seeing
and Open.
Ocon like working his way up and was like, oh okay, yeah, he's doing pretty good. But like, yeah, it was a pretty good
mild
race.
weekend.
A mild weekend. I mean, we didn't really. I guess we did close in on Williams a little bit, but like not really by much. At one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference now being 27.
1,000 cuts will
Is
get you.
Haas to Williams is 27?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Still a chunk.
Which is almost exactly the amount of points Haas has. So it doesn't bode well, but
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling lucky. Did we did talk about Racing Bulls already? Yes, we did. Kick Sauber. Let's just talk about Aston. I
Wait.
mean,
Did you just skip over Kick Sauber?
he did.
did we not talk about Kick?
We
We
haven't.
didn't talk about Kick Sauber. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to say, how dare you?
No, you're right. We've just said Bortoletto's name so many times. So I thought
Yeah.
we talked about them already. Hulkenberg, which I'm very
Eighth.
disappointed I missed last episode because that was just
Oh,
awesome
man.
to see. And then follows it up with a P8. Sure, it's not 5, but hey.
Still.
He's still scoring points in a Kick Sauber right now, and that's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Again, making us look at hats today.
Yeah, right? I'm super excited. I love Nico Hulkenberg. He's probably one of my favorite drivers on the
Oh
grid.
God,
So
am I a fan of the gambling company, the
Yeah.
gambling,
Oh, man, don't.
the gambling racing team?
Don't
Oh,
bring
You
that
are.
up.
Yes, you are.
I'm a fan of Nico Hulkenberg and Gabby Bortoletto.
Yeah, I
And
found
Sauber's pretty cool, I guess.
found if I
It'll
like,
be Audi next year. Or 2 years, sorry.
Next
Right?
year.
Is it next year?
Next
yeah,
year.
next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it's hard to like a team if I don't like the drivers. I've realized.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I'm more committed to the drivers than I
That's
am
why
the teams.
he's such a Red Bull fan. He's such
Yeah,
a big
he
Max
loves
fan.
Max.
That makes sense. That all tracks.
I definitely hate Red Bull less that Yuki's on it. I will say I give them more sympathy. At least I give him sympathy.
Dang, so you really hated
Right.
Sergio, huh?
I didn't hate. Oh man, that's a good point. I don't think I hated. I disliked. I was actually thinking
Hate's
about
a
this the
strong
other
word.
day.
Hate's a
I do
strong
want to. Maybe we talk about this when we get to Red Bulls. There is a point that I'd like to bring up that I had thought about.
Are you going to
Oh,
remember it when we get there?
Yeah. We'll do
Fair
it.
enough.
Remember that last time was like a thought, like a. What was the segment called?
We called just quick thoughts?
Quick thoughts. I'll have a quick thoughts for us.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
okay,
Fair
okay.
enough. Yeah, for sure. I got one. too.
It'll be a really quick one.
Joe probably knows what it is. Anyway, my quick thought. Anyway, what are we talking about? Kick Sauber, yes. I mean, that's it, really.
Yeah, I think we got
Hulkenberg,
it.
another great weekend.
Gabby kept it on the track.
He's been fairly mad. Yeah, he didn't slam into a wall or anybody else for that matter.
It's fine.
And then Hulkenberg again, kind of having a
Driving-
consistent season. Honestly,
Driving the heck out of that car, honestly.
do you still have the constructors up? Where's Kick Sauber in that right now?
So unfortunately, they were overtaken by Aston Martin
Mm-hmm.
in this race, and they are 9th currently.
At
9 points
22
ahead
points,
of
or what?
20.
20.
9 points ahead of Alpine and 2 points away from Aston.
But only 2 points away from Aston, and then 6th place is at 28 points, right?
We say, but only 2 points away.
No, I
It
know,
is a
I hear you.
kick, Unfortunately,
I hear you. But who's in 6th?
6th is Haas.
Haas, and they got 28.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
so,
right
I
behind
mean-
with 28 again is Racing Bulls. Yeah.
But I mean, if Hulken, I don't know. I think
It's possible.
I think those bottom teams could get fun. I hope Alpine can join the party, but I'm not going to hold out hope
Hit
right
a
now.
really good late season.
That's
year.
what they do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
are they
But
gonna pay focus on a late season so they can finish 6th, or are they just gonna say screw this year, we're looking at next?
I mean,
year?
I think we've determined it's a big money difference, though, and you'd probably want that allocation heading into new regs. I don't know, though. I mean, maybe from 6th to 10th, it's not.
I
Right,
think-
compared to like 1st to 5th.
They can focus next year and still bring upgrades.
they can.
So.
It just means that
Hey,
you're.
it's possible that the upgrades they have planned are all ready for the later part of the year anyway.
It's true. Yeah.
So-
Good point. Yeah. Fair.
That's fair. Kick Sauber, yes.
Aston.
Yeah, Aston, and then we'll talk about the big four. I mean, Alonso in points.
No, yeah, Alonso qualified really well.
Again,
Yeah.
right? Was he in points the race prior to?
Did he get points last
I think
race?
he
Yeah.
did.
He,
I think
he got
he
his
did.
first points in his
That
home
was the
race.
first points.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
right. So points 2 races in a row, trending in the right direction for Alonso. Stroll is
Oh,
not
darn.
now. allegedly there was going to be a deal. Was it Stroll? I think it was Stroll that allegedly pushed Gasly off the track a little bit when Gasly started clipping the wall and crap. It was later in the race.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But for once, I actually do not blame Stroll for that. I think Gasly was trying to hit a gap that wasn't there, like another driver that we'll talk about in a little bit. That made Joe close his eyes. But yeah, anyway, Stroll doing their thing. I don't know. I got nothing for Aston. You got an Aston hat on.
No, you've hit everything that I want to hit. Like just what we want to see out of Fernando. Like he's not getting unlucky. He's not getting screwed over by the car. He's not getting screwed over by strategy. Like as long as this keeps up, he keeps scoring points.
And they're only jump back ahead of kick by only 2 points. I mean, again, I think this race at the bottom is going to be kind of fun. Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of movement between 6th and 9th. I think 10th is locked at the moment. Anyway. Yeah, okay. I had to count the teams. I was like, wait a minute. I know I've been doing
it's just
this,
like, yeah, just the top 4, I think.
Anyway,
now.
so let's do, Ferrari. That sounds good. Ferrari. You know, people can say what they want about Lewis Hamilton this year, you know, but man, he's being mad consistent with those mid top 10 points somewhere in there. It's more the back half, right? Between 6 and 8, 9, somewhere in there. He's at least consistently staying there. He's not necessarily gaining any ground, and he even lost a place this race to Leclerc, who started 3 spots back behind him.
Yep.
So is that a concern or not really, considering Leclerc's probably their quote-unquote number 1 driver, or do they have one when you bring in a guy like Lewis Hamilton? Have we ever really determined that this year for Ferrari? Because we determined that.
I hope after seeing his performance in Mercedes, they don't just think he's going to go to Ferrari and everything's going to be like the best thing ever. You know, it's a new car for him, and I think this line of cars is just not suited to his driving style. Ever since we got into ground effects era, he's just been not great. Yes, he is consistently getting those small points, but he's also consistently saying that he's struggling, that the car and where he is at is not where he needs to be or wants to be.
Yeah.
So until he stops saying that, I'm going to think that he's struggling. Yeah. I'm just going to take his own word for it.
Because if Norris was up there, is Hamilton 7 then? Probably. You know, if Norris didn't wreck out, is Lewis finishing 7 instead? Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, are we having the same conversation if he finishes 7? You know, it's like he can't quite take that step. But Leclerc is still doing better, again, in a car that he's been in, right? So
yeah. Maybe they're hoping for a more long-term play with Hamilton. Maybe next year he comes out swinging with the new cars.
I mean, you got to hope if you're signing a guy like that, right?
Yep.
Anything else on Ferrari, Mike?
No, I got nothing. I didn't even pay attention to him.
More.
I got
my neck's getting kinked this episode. All right. So, Max Bulls.
The Max Bulls.
Max getting P2 and okay, wait a minute. So Max, the early whatever. Max getting P2 is just going to be what it's going to be, I guess. I thought Mercedes actually could have 1-2'd. But
there was
then again,
a point where Antonelli was getting close to Max, but I think he used up his tires a bit too much and then started falling.
Which is part of that aggressive nature of Antonelli. He's just got a...
It's also the rookie nature, I would say, 100%, of any driver.
100%. Yeah. It just needs more time to marinate, you know?
Yep.
But I think the bones are there, if you will. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think the right structure's there. What? You like marinate? Kev likes marinate. Yeah. Nice.
Gotta let that one marinate.
I forgot that's in that show. I used to say that before I knew that show existed. Where were we? Yes, Max Bulls. Yeah. Yuki, tough race.
I mean, starting off with 10 place grid penalty. I mean, that's
it's going to be tough to recover from, like we talked about Racing Bulls. So that means 3 Red Bull cars had grid penalties, right? To start this race, since they're one team, Joe.
Lawson didn't have a grid penalty though.
I thought he did.
Lawson started from the pit lane.
Oh, pit lane. That's what it is. Pit lane.
Well, he started from the pit lane because he changed parts on the car in Parc Fermé.
Yeah, but that's not technically a penalty.
I guess it's technically not a penalty.
So, but okay, fine. So 3 Red Bull.
Okay, you're getting a little aggressive.
No. So 3 Red Bull cars started with a disadvantage. No.
3 Red Bull cars. Yes, but you didn't say that.
I know. I had to correct myself.
100%. That's what happened. After I what?
Ruined
After I
me.
what? I'm trying to see how did. So
Well, open your eyes if you're trying to see. Joe.
Sonoda.
All right, no,
What
I'm
the
kidding.
hell?
I'm just kidding.
Sonoda did also qualify poorly. He
Sure.
qualified 11th. I'm trying to see, and Lawson qualified 19th. Yeah, so a really bad showing from Hadjar was once again the best second Red Bull driver that we've seen.
Again, begs the question, like we asked about Alpine. No, not about switching, but about more of, has Yuki been the right decision over Lawson? I think we continue to see that as the right answer. But
Yeah.
you don't think so?
Yeah.
No, he does think
I,
so.
thought you were gonna hit me
You
with
were
the
waiting
like
for the
should
Hadjar
Hadjar
replace
go in the
Yuki,
seat?
and
no.
Nah.
and we agree. Yeah, no, I think
I think
Yuki
we're
needs
done
to stay in the
switching
spot.
seats
Yeah.
for everybody right now.
I don't,
at the
yeah, it's
moment.
obvious at this point. It should be well obvious that it's not the driver at the moment; it's the car.
I think some of these drivers, especially Gasly, just need to get to summer break, just take a little break, stretch out, and then Alpine's going to come get 6th. But anyway.
Wow, holy cow.
Yeah,
that's
what are we
crazy.
talking
He
about here?
Flipped the
What are we
switch
even
on.
talking about?
You realize
so
this is
fast.
recorded, right? We can,
You realize Kev's got to edit all of that out.
we're clipping that.
So since we were saving McClaren for last, George
Mercedes?
Russell.
And Kimmy,
yeah,
come on.
I mean, and
Kimmy
Kimmy
don't get me wrong.
Antonelli.
Kimmy
No,
gets his
yeah.
flowers.
I mean, it was just a crazy, consistent, and good race for Russell. He didn't make a single mistake. He was never under pressure that I know of, even at the safety car restart. No, there wasn't a restart. Yeah,
Nope.
he just
Yeah.
he just stayed up front, and that's where
Which
he
Red
was.
Bull's a little frustrated about, and that was part of their
Yes.
dumb, outlandish is what I put
Yeah,
in
and we
here,
could talk
appeal.
about that. Russell won this race, and at the safety car, during the safety car, he made he braked very quickly.
After the
He braked fairly quickly while under safety car, causing Max to almost run into him and also get past him. So they called for his win to be taken away, and that was obviously dismissed pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah.
But
So that one was dismissed right away, and then there's another one that took a few hours that they were trying to say that he did not keep 10 car lengths away from Max, and he pulled away when they came through the pit lane. On one of the caution laps, safety car laps,
interesting.
whatever. They come through the lane.
It's not.
pit lane.
Oh, do you mean Max did not keep 10 lengths, or not keep within 10 lengths to Russell? Because I think that's the rule.
Correct, but Red Bull was trying to say that George accelerated too much, and he was the reason why the gap was too big, which also
if
got
he's
shot
within
down.
Delta, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, which also got shot down. So
if he's behind the safety car and within Delta, it does not.
Toto had a
does not
great
matter.
comment about it, and I did not put that in there. Darn it! But basically, it's just a waste of time.
Yeah,
Like Toto's
They're-
okay.
I mean, it's Red Bull. I honestly, I'm not even surprised. It's
Yeah.
any. I actually
Now-
don't think any team would do this because it's pretty petty. But
Red
it
Bull's
makes
the
sense
team
that Red
would
Bull
do it.
would.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm disappointed that the race ended under safety car. Like, who isn't, right?
Yeah.
If there was one lap left, do you think Max could have actually caught George Russell?
No,
I don't think so either. With the
Russell
race
had
he
it in the bag.
Okay, second question.
Here we go.
Could Kimmy have caught Max Verstappen?
Oh no, no,
No.
I don't
So
think so.
my only argument that Max could have caught George is nobody on the grid right now is better coming out of a safety car than Max Verstappen, in my opinion.
True.
So now when he's in first, right, obviously. But I don't know. I would have liked to see it just to know. But I would have been really disappointed if Max won over George Russell because
Yeah.
George earned that this weekend, straight up. But I would just be curious as to if George was able to get as good of a jump as Max does coming out of a safety car, like he does. Max is a very smart driver.
He is.
And it bugs me.
I think Kimmy crashes before he gets ahead of Max.
Just too aggressive. Just
I think
sending it too
pretty
hard.
much copy and paste the McLaren kerfuffle.
Get into
put
it.
And
Let's
put
get
it.
into
Yeah,
it.
put it with. Yeah, we okay. You know what? Let's talk about it. Okay.
Joe's taking his clothes off. Joe, put your clothes back on.
Let's. Okay.
Our
Pulls out a McLaren
Our
hat.
Spotify listeners are going to YouTube right now.
You asked Max to Russell, Kimmy
Yep,
to Max.
to Max, yep.
now we got to talk about Norris to Piastri. If he did not crash, would he have caught Piastri? Would he have overtaken Piastri?
He was really pushing.
He was charging.
And before that happened, those 2-3 turns, whatever, right before it happened, he was trying to get him there, and then decided to back out.
Is it the double?
Yeah.
Or the double hairpin or the double turn?
He did actually get him.
He did get him a little bit.
He backed all the way out and let
he broke early.
Jeez Louise, and let Oscar.
I don't think he let Oscar do that. I think Oscar just got a better line because he kind of dive bombed Oscar a little bit, and therefore had a bad line into the entry.
Right, and that's why he had to back out, though.
I don't think he backed.
I don't think he backed out.
did.
No, I
He
don't
did.
think
I'm
he
pulling
backed
this
out.
up.
Because
Pull it out.
He
Pulling this
backed.
up.
Let me see your receipts.
He braked.
I'm
he
right there,
braked
too, in the video.
He braked at like 140 meters or something like that, and like Oscar just broke late. Like you watch him. Like
Wait.
yeah, that's
These
not what we
turns
wanna
leading
see.
up to it. This is what I want.
Yeah, so this right here.
It's not this lap though, right?
It's coming.
is this
yeah,
lap,
it's coming.
yeah.
It's coming. Wait on it. Sorry, viewers, listeners.
It's not this lap though, right? We're talking about the same or the lap right after they crashed, right?
No, I'm talking about this lap. Because
This
you
is the lap.
asked, can Lando take?
Oh yeah, so it's not this
Take
lap.
Piastri.
Joe is right.
Well, it'll do it in a second. Hold on. Oh yeah, you're right. Because here's the new lap.
Yeah. I remember.
Joe knows what he's talking
Joe
about.
knows what he's talking about.
So right now we're just watching the two McLarens go through the first few corners. We're on lap 66 now. We're watching Lando follow quick and then get on the inside of Piastri, kind of cut him off. Piastri gets the switchback and gets alongside Norris and starts
This right
pulling
here.
ahead of him.
This is where
I do
Lando
not think
backs out.
Lando backs off there. I think
here. He comes
Piastri-
up heading into this.
Piastri might just have. I think Piastri just
And then
has.
he backs
So,
up.
no,
And then he
okay,
backs
so
Oh,
you-
you're
to
talking
take a
about
better
right
line
there.
right
You're
there.
So
talking
there-
about right
Lando
there.
did
because
not-
that sets this up.
No, Lando did not back out on that corner
Watch the
there.
aerial, though.
Lando hit his brakes
so sad.
earlier. Lando braked to that corner where he normally
Which-
would,
okay,
while
fair
Oscar
enough, fair
late
enough.
broke. And you see that. You
Fair
can see
enough,
the
fair
DRS is closed. You see Lando's closed. And then half a second later, you watch as Oscar's closed.
Now I'm curious,
Oscar
'cause they're
just
about to
broke
show it right
later
here.
and took an inside line and just had it.
We're watching them alongside at the moment. We see Lando ahead of Oscar, and then
then
breaks
breaks.
There's
really,
no way.
really,
There's no
really,
way
really
to let
fast.
off. You're right. He definitely
Exactly.
broke there.
So
broke.
okay, Lando can't make the turn with Oscar alongside. He has to slot in behind him. He
exactly.
can't get
Yeah,
ahead of him.
100%.
He knows Oscar is not going to stop. Oscar's not going to give him the place. So he has to move in behind him. And then unfortunately, they get onto the starting straight. Lando's directly behind him. He goes for the inside gap that was not
Just
there.
not there,
Hits Piastri's tire, hits the wall. End of race for Lando. Safety car comes out, ends on a safety car.
So to answer your question, yes, I think Lando could have passed Piastri.
Really?
If
That's
yeah,
interesting.
100%.
I wanna
That's
know
lap
your-
66.
That's
There's
lap 66.
4 more laps.
4 more laps. 4 more laps of
I
fighting.
think if Lando was more patient with it, he absolutely could have found his opportunity.
Do you think Piastri keeps the place or does it get taken?
No, I think Oscar's keeping it. I think it's close. I think they're both so good at fighting, and they were gonna keep fighting. But
That
like,
made me nervous, and I wasn't even a McLaren fan.
Like-
but when that was happening, I was like, "Oh my gosh!
Yeah, dude.
Like, don't take them both out,
yeah, dude.
Oh, we are so lucky. I am so lucky.
dude." Can you imagine?
I was like, and then,
That would have made. Ooh, that would have made. Oh,
It would have made things a little bit more. I mean,
more
they both
interesting
would have
as we
been
get
1-2.
closer to summer break.
Yeah, they wouldn't have changed their standings, but it would have made things a little more interesting.
But even in the constructors, it would have made things closer, right? They're
would've.
running away with it,
I
right?
mean,
They're running away
constructors
with
as
it.
well
They're
and put
running
away.
away with it, but it would have put the thought in your brain.
Sure.
Sorry,
I mean, it would
okay,
have
you're a McLaren fan, so I wouldn't have.
It would
but
have
put a thought in my
It puts
brain,
the drivers' championship more in my brain ever than it would the constructors' championship,
which is fair, especially with George winning a race race now. Like,
Yeah, and Antonelli getting third. Oh, we didn't talk about this. I think just super quick. We're already on McLaren. I want to jump back to Mercedes for a quick second.
do it up.
But McLaren, I think Piastri probably keeps the place. And if he doesn't, I think he gets it back. I mean, he was fighting so hard. Norris does not get Piastri on that starting straight. And if he doesn't get him there, I don't think he gets him anywhere.
Yep. I think Norris had his opportunity on lap 66 and just lost it.
Plus, Norris is right behind Piastri, picking up a ton of dirty air.
Yep.
His tires die before the last lap of the race.
Yep.
And he just and I think I'll even be so bold to say he probably loses like 5/10 of Piastri by the end of the race.
Yep.
Okay,
and-
fair enough.
I do also want to point out too that Oscar was very quickly charging on Kimi and probably would have caught Kimi if it weren't for them running into back markers pretty much as soon as Oscar was catching Kimi, because Oscar put himself within DRS to Kimi again. And
they both had DRS. That's a great point.
they had DRS, and
Granted, I think if Lando didn't crash, them fighting would have lost probably that lead to Kimi, which means Lando would have had DRS on Piastri through the back straight.
No,
that's a good
stop
place where
playing
he could have
devil's
gotten
advocate for yourself.
I don't know. It's a hard decision. I think overall Piastri, I think I agree with you. I think Piastri probably keeps it.
Yep.
But I really wish we would have been able to see a battle.
I know. But I get why it happened, and he immediately took blame. He said,
did.
"This is all my fault. I shouldn't,
Respect.
So,
Yeah,
for sure. The fact that it came right away too, like
Yep.
he knew he messed up. Like, I should not have done that.
Yep, seeing him, he apologized to Piastri as soon as he saw him out in the media pen. Yep. He took full responsibility for it, and it was fully his fault.
Hey, that's just two of the best racers on the grid right now going at it. I mean,
Exactly, and so,
but again, that's the inevitable. Finally, has happened. The inevitable has finally happened that I've been on about. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this is going to be. No, you guys are trying to shoot me down earlier in the season.
What?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. They got a clear number that they weren't gonna fight like that.
No. Maybe.
I knew they were going to fight. I knew they were going to come together and crash at some point.
I would say we all knew that this was inevitable. They were eventually going to clash. I think very early in the season, I probably wouldn't have thought that, simply because of the orders that were taken last season. I didn't expect Piastri to be competing so hard. Enough said. So now that
you didn't expect him to come out the gate winning races.
Yes, exactly. I didn't. So now that he is, I mean, begs the question: like, were team orders needed there? I'm personally happy that they weren't given.
Yep. They were silent.
What do they say? What do they do after? Right? Do they start enforcing more team orders, or they just keep letting them fight?
I'm with Mike. I think they let them fight because I don't think this is actually going to happen again. Now that we've seen it, I don't feel like I did beforehand. Now, you know what I mean? It's changed for me. Now that it has happened, one of them didn't finish the race. I think if they both don't finish the race, it's a little bit different feel to me. But at least one finished the race. This isn't a freaking Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo situation by any means. You know what I mean? But I think now that it's happened, now I think they're both, I don't know. I just feel like they're going to have a little bit more space around them, which could be a negative thing.
Yeah.
You know, they might be more timid around each other now.
I don't know. I don't think Piastri's shaken at all about this because he
Probably not.
was
I mean,
very
he's the
little
one that
affected.
finished the
I think
race.
Norris. I could see Norris's, and I'm seeing this a lot on like socials. Norris's confidence could probably be a little shaken. I'm hoping it doesn't affect his race pace, but if he gets close, he just has to. I mean, he has to go at it a different way, I guess.
Yep.
Right. I'm actually hoping it would probably be best if nothing changes and he just makes better decisions, right? But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they'll knock each other out. But
I hope so.
That's me. You hope they do?
I hope they don't.
No, I'm just kidding. Calm call outs. Joe.
Sorry. Quick touch on Mercedes. Just want to kind of gauge. Do they carry this momentum, or is this just the track that suited them well?
Just a track.
I mean, it's not like they've been trash all year. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
That'd be my only argument is that George Russell has been has had some podiums this year. But
yes, but this is Antonelli's first, and it's their first double podium.
For sure. I don't think they can double podium again.
So, but
I think
you can.
that might be the track. But I think George Russell being P5 or better is what we've seen all year.
Yeah.
You know, he's competing. I think Kimi's gotten better throughout the season. Can Kimi continue to battle or beat the likes of Piastri and Lando Norris? No way. But do I think Kimi can compete and beat Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton right now? Yeah. I think he can carry that momentum and compete with the Ferraris.
I feel like a lot of people have a lot of recency bias because of this finish, and Mercedes has come out and they were saying going into Canada that they felt really strong about this. Canada's a good track for them, and their biggest strength right now is in cool track climates. And when the track gets hot, they struggle with their tires. So the reason why they were so strong here is because they're really good in colder environments. So I think as we move to warmer tracks, we're going to see them struggle more. So I think we'll see a couple more good races out of them, particularly some of the cooler tracks. But outside of those colder tracks, I think we might see them doing what they've been doing. You know, maybe another couple podiums, but I wouldn't expect too much more.
You think they can double podium again?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I do think Antonelli,
Not this season.
you know, even from the start of the season, he's been aggressive all year, and he's been learning the ins and outs and whatever. You know, I'm no F1 driver. I don't know what that learning curve is, but I think we've seen enough that Antonelli could even podium without George Russell or something. You know, that I could see happening. I think it'd have to be a very specific situation, like probably a cold air track, you know, but because you hit the nail on the head on that one. Mercedes is absolutely a cold track race car. Anyway, I think they can carry some momentum. To answer your question, yes.
Okay.
But I don't see another double podium.
Okay.
I could see another George Russell win though.
Okay. That's a bold
I'm gonna
statement,
have
I
to
would say.
take him in the picks someday soon to win.
Soon even.
It won't be this week.
I can spoil that I'm probably going to pick him at some point later in this season
At least a
And then I'll
podium or to win.
to win. I've got my eyes on a track later in the season.
Vegas?
But you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Is it Vegas?
Get off my back.
Is it Vegas? Did
Get off my back.
Did I
Get
nail
off
it
my
first
back.
guess? Did I nail it first guess?
Get off my back.
I think I nailed it. I think I nailed it.
Calm call outs. What you
Yeah,
got? You
I
got
got
two of them up there.
two com calls. Lap 21, Albon states, I don't really know why we don't listen to me. It really
I
annoys
love
me.
that one. Yes. I remember.
And later that lap, his engineer asks him to box now, and Albon replies, no, don't box now. Don't box now. Yep. So frustrations
F1
between
drivers.
what he believes is the right call and what I think actually was the right call. I don't think he made the right call staying out, unfortunately.
Yep.
And then obviously he retires the car.
Gotta just trust your team a little bit. That's it.
Lap 32, Fernando's engineers tells him gentle turns 3 and 8. Fernando replies with, we are racing, not
I
testing.
loved that one too.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
That was a great answer.
Yep.
That was a great answer.
That's all the call outs I got, though.
Yeah. I knew there wasn't many. I do remember both of those. That Alonso one. That was awesome. That's definitely an Alonso
Yeah.
thing. What's your quick thought, Joe?
Okay.
You said something about Red Bull.
Yes. So I was thinking about this the other day. I was really hard on Checo last year. I think a lot of people were.
Everybody was.
Because
Everybody
he was not competing with Max even a little bit, consistently getting below top 10. And now we're seeing that it's the car's fault. Like,
Or are we dumb for trying to compare so many different people, drivers, to Max Verstappen?
I think I don't think I could ever compare. Well, I mean, it's hard to say because he was right behind Max for some of his others, a number of times, and then he just like all of a sudden he fell below 10th. I think now that we're seeing Lawson didn't get anywhere close to Max, like anywhere. Yuki's not getting anywhere close to Max. And then Max is even struggling with his own car. We can guess that these issues probably stemmed a little bit from last season, probably not as widely as this season because Max is struggling so much too. But I think it changed something in me after realizing that's like, wow, I was probably a little hard on Checo. He had a hard car to drive. And I think I let his tenure of being a race car driver and being Red Bull kind of get in the way of just the car's meant for Max Verstappen maybe, and he's not Max Verstappen. That being said, I think that, so I just kind of, I guess
Here we go.
wanted your thoughts maybe on if Checo really deserved to be kicked off Red Bull at the time. If they know what they know now, if they knew what they know now, if they knew that the car was flawed, do they still kick Checo off?
I hate hindsight questions
Sure,
like that
yeah.
because it's like, well, yeah, of course, right? But I mean, Checo's coming back to F1.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He
You
isn't.
know, I'm
Yes,
actually
Yes,
on
he-
board. I don't think he's coming back.
That's changed.
That has changed.
You were like, he could. And then you were like, yeah, he would.
Yeah.
You're alone.
Oh, that's all right. I'm alone on Alpine,
Unfortunately,
too.
I don't
Last
think
place.
I don't think he's coming back. I think like I heard that his father was making remarks. Like somebody was talking to his father, and his father was making remarks saying that Checo's done. He's not going. He has no intent to go back to F1.
At racing
Really?
at all, though, maybe?
I don't know about racing at all. His father just said he has no intent to go back to
Ooh,
Formula
he
1.
should come to IndyCar.
Checo's going into politics.
Politics. Checo
Well,
for FIA president.
We'll see. We still don't know
Actually,
who the two.
kinda based.
We still don't know who the two drivers are for Cadillac
The
yet.
Mexican Minister
but-
of Defense becomes the president.
Okay, so that was your quick thought.
That was my quick thought.
Do you have a quick thought?
No, I don't have very many.
He doesn't have thoughts in general.
Correct.
My quick thought came pre-pod. All pirates are Irish.
Oh my God, no, we're not bringing this back up.
Kev, let's head right into our news. All right, we got some news for you. Mike actually brought us this news about the Irish driver in FP1.
Oh yeah, I can bring that up.
Oh, that's probably
we
why
kinda
the
did
Irish.
segue nice.
That's kind of yeah.
Holy cow! I didn't think you were doing something with that. Yeah.
Me
So coming up in FP1, driving for Lando Norris in Austria this
Norris.
season. Alex Dunn, driver from the McClaren Academy, will be driving, and he is the first Irish driver to drive a Formula One car in 43 years. So very exciting.
The first Irish driver that I know of. So I don't know.
Same. Yeah.
He's also worth noting the driver who caused a massive pileup in F2. I should bring up.
At Monaco.
But he is also worth noting, currently winning the F2 championship. So he's pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, McLaren's not really strapped for drivers at the moment.
Unfortunately.
So he'd be a good reserve.
Mayhap Cadillac?
But Mayhap Cadillac,
Oh boy,
yeah.
here we go.
Mayhap.
Mick Schumacher?
Hey, Mayhap, yeah.
Mayhap?
Aha, mayhap.
Mayhap.
You can't just say perchance.
You know, you said that he was responsible for the crash in F2 at Monaco, but so was K-Meg, and he's a legend. So, you know.
For different reasons.
I'm just kidding. All right, what's this Bottas thing?
Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah, this is amazing. Bottas made a short video the other day where him and someone else who was videotaping him went up to a Cadillac. And they're like, "Oh, this is a nice car. This is a nice car." And they said, "Oh, look, the seat's open." And they looked it up. They opened up the car, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is nice. The seat's really nice here." It's like, "Oh, but look, there's 2 seats open." He's like, "Oh," and look at the passenger seat. He's like, "Were you gonna get in?" And then he looked at the camera and he said, "Not yet." So
is that his video to Cadillac to
I think
put him in the
so.
car?
I think what's funny is that there are a lot of people like, "Oh my god, he's soft launching his entry into Cadillac," and I was like, "No, he's 100% trolling us.
He's
1,000%. I think he would take the opportunity to drive for
and
them.
Checo.
Like
You got the mullet man,
I
and then
mean-
you got Checo to get the Mexico support. You got mullet man that's somehow gonna get the American support. Just
our
'cause of his
American
hair.
Australian. Where's he actually from? Norway,
Bottas.
Finland.
Finland, yeah.
Finland?
No, he's Finnish.
Our
He's a
American,
Finnish driver.
American Australian Finnish guy. Yeah.
Yeah, our
Yeah,
American
that's-
Australian
that's,
Finnish guy.
That's the guy. Yeah, Valtteri, you know him?
yeah, he's Finnish.
So anyway,
Counterpoint, I'm now along the lines of there's been a lot of talk that they'll probably take a veteran driver, somebody hopefully like Valtteri Bottas, and the other driver will be a rookie. And there's a lot of talk about Felipe Drugovich
Okay. Yeah.
because he's doing nothing in Aston. So why would he just sit there? He could go actually drive an
He's been
F1
on the
car.
sidelines for a while too. Yeah.
Yes.
so Joe, that just leads me to ask you then: do you think this is the end of Mick Schumacher?
Mick Schumacher is steadily racing in other things at the moment.
That's what I mean. Like,
I
it
do
might-
not think he's racing for Alpine in sports car at the moment. He raced in Le Mans.
Finished top 10 in Le Mans.
He did, which is, I mean, yeah, top 10's fine. I
mean,
guess,
that's-
yeah. I mean, his
nothing
car
stops
finished.
that.
To be fair, he finished in Le Mans last year. Both Alpines were out fairly quickly, so yeah, it's decent. And hey, you know what? Alpine is actually doing stuff in other
Everywhere
places,
but
so,
F1.
Yeah, everywhere but F1.
Mick Schumacher for Colapinto?
Oh my god.
It's like, there were also people that were like, people noticed that like some Cadillac like soiree that happened a little while back, Mick Schumacher was there. And people were like, could this maybe be a thing? And I'm just like,
Oh,
come
no,
on,
no, no.
guys,
Yeah.
quit.
That's what
trying
we
to
should
us.
turn into.
He's
We're gonna
fully signed up with,
everything.
yeah, I mean, like the weird like Toto and Alpine Renault relationship. I think
Yeah.
helped him get that Alpine gig
yeah.
a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he's driving there. F1. I mean, F1 drivers find success in sports car. Like, K-Mag's
much
there right now.
everywhere.
Jensen Button, right? He actually qualified I think first or third in Le Mans in a Cadillac these last few weekends ago. So actually same weekend as the Canada GP. So yeah, they're doing stuff.
All right. What's up?
No, nothing. Just saying. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Montreal race extended through 2035. So we're going to get more Canada.
Yay.
Okay. Vowels signs a long-term deal to stay with Williams. How do you feel about that, Joe?
I think it's a great idea. Yeah. I mean, if he his whole deal has been Williams for the future, getting
Which is
drivers that are going
very
to stick
true.
around and build Williams up. If he wants to do that, he needs to be on the team for a while. So
Right.
I think it's absolutely the call. I mean, there's no doubt,
And
right?
both drivers are signed through next year, right?
100. Yeah, through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard.
at
I've heard
least-
talk about both drivers having at least 2+1 deals.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. They at least they 100% at least are starting next year.
Yeah.
Oh, is Albon? Maybe not Albon actually. Hold on.
I'm fairly certain Albon's
I
got
feel
a long
like with
deal.
all the seat movement we had this year, you wouldn't sign a driver not through new regs. You know what I mean? So you at
Okay,
least have
yes.
him for this year and next.
Albon has a contract through 2027. All right.
Yeah.
There was someone.
27,
There is someone on the grid that ends this year, but like
George Russell.
Russell, that's the one. Yeah.
He's not going.
He's not
George
going
Russell,
anywhere.
They have not signed his contract. Neither have they Kimi either.
Yeah.
And it's been
They will.
God. I'm so tired of seeing all the tabloids. Like,
Max-
could Max
could be
be
Max?
going to
No.
Mercedes? Is this
If
why they haven't
if
signed?
Max
George
gets his
Russell?
final penalty point. That'll trigger the contract loophole that he'll get to go to Mercedes. Yeah, it's like
I'm-
he's not going anywhere, and neither is George.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Every time I see it, I'm like, shut up.
Okay, but kind of a fun thought, a scary thought, but like,
Here we go.
what if they're
Mick
right and like,
Schumacher?
and what if what if Max Verstappen is like, I don't want to be a part of the scummy team anymore, and then they give
Sounds like you don't like
Kimmy's
Red Bull.
spot to Max? How crazy would that be?
I don't think Max is going.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, what if, you know?
It'd be awful. I don't think there's no way they would. Like Max and George don't get along.
Oh, that's
they
a good
can't
point.
drive together.
That's a really good point. I mean, Ocon and Gasly didn't get along.
Yeah, look how that went for them.
Didn't go well.
I think we sooner see Max go to Aston.
I don't think Ocon gets along with a lot of drivers, though.
I
Unfortunately,
mean, he's getting along well with Ollie, so
I suppose, yeah.
Esteban
Anyway.
has actually been super happy at Haas. So
Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, how many bad situations can you say that he's been in, and like how many headlines has he made since?
No,
he's moved to Haas?
he's been pretty consistently okay.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's living his best life right now.
Yep. It's best for him. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, Kev, I think we got to head now into our Austria preview.
All right, and I'm here to bring you up to speed for the Formula One MSC Cruises Austrian Grand Prix 2025. Per usual, fun fact: Niki Lauda is the only Austrian to win his home race, and this track has the fewest corners on the F1 calendar. Looking back to last year, our starting three were Max to Lando to George. Off the line, and Max gets an expert start, planting himself firmly in first, heading ahead of Lando and George, who start fighting up the hill with Lewis and Carlos behind. Through the second DRS straight, Piastri and Checo fight for position and go through the corner, Checo not giving any room to Piastri, who has to retreat into the gravel behind the Red Bull. Now fending off the Ferrari of Leclerc, who at the starting line picked up some damage in a close call with Piastri. He pits for a new wing a lap later. Hamilton starts making some time and gets an overtake on his teammate for third on the third lap of the race. With the help of the DRS on the second straight, Russell's able to make his place back with a super clean overtake before the wide corner. After a radio message from Bono, Hamilton is told to give position back to Sainz for an infringement made on lap 1. He starts fighting Sainz for position only a couple laps later. At the same time, just behind, Piastri attacks Checo for a spot back and makes an incredible overtake on the outside of turn 6 for 6th position. On lap 20, we watch Joe get hit from behind at the corner above the hill from Alonso, locking up and running into the side of him. Alonso picks up a 10-second penalty. Up through lap 36, we watch the pair of Alpines fight each other as they get held up from Alonso ahead. Ocon finally manages to overtake Alonso, and in the lap after, Gasly makes a move ahead of Alonso and in competition with Ocon. Through the top hill corner, they fight and push one another off track, Ocon keeping Gasly behind. This isn't the end of their squabble as we watch this fight continue through lap 41. Gasly finally making the move stick on his teammate. A slow pit stop from Verstappen and an uncharacteristic lockup at turn 4 finds Norris closing the gap to first place quickly on lap 52. Lap 55, the fight begins with Lando taking some looks at overtakes on Max at the top of the hill. He keeps his position behind Max for another 4 laps until he makes the overtake up the hill at the same corner. However, does so off track, Max leaving him no space whatsoever, having to give it back to his rival at the end of the straight. On lap 63, a similar move is made by Lando, this time keeping it on track but locking up slightly, forcing Max to take a line off track. Lando is ahead for a moment, but Max speeds ahead from off track back into first place. Max doesn't give the place, and instead on the very next lap, they go wheel to wheel up the hill once more, this time making contact with one another. Lando's back right collides with Max's back left, immediately puncturing it and picking up wing damage to his own car as well. They both need to pit, giving Russell the opportunity at a win 15 seconds behind. Norris pits to retire, and Verstappen is able to pit and only drops down to 5th. All the while, with 65 laps left, Piastri starts to fight Carlos for the second podium position. Piastri makes a similar outside overtake on Sainz as he did on Checo, taking second position from the Spaniard. Russell, he who falls into the podium positions, takes the lines for first place, followed by Piastri and Sainz completing the podium. Our finals: Russell, Piastri, Sainz, Hamilton, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Perez, Magnussen, Ricciardo, and Gasly. Hülkenberg and Magnussen in the top 10.
Heck yeah,
that's crazy.
Haas, baby.
Yeah, that was like, if I remember correctly, that was like what do they call it? Like the first shot between like Max and Lando. That was like our first like look into them fighting, and it was ugly.
I remember
it was so ugly.
We watched that race together, and I remember you saying, like, as they were getting close and they were fighting, you were like, I'm starting to get that sick feeling again. And like 3 corners later, they hit, and you were just quiet. I was like, Joe, are you okay?
I also remember this being the race where they showed the McLaren car and they looked at the wing and there was a little spike at the end of the wing of the McLaren car. And I was like, yeah, you don't want to get close to that or you'll pick up a puncture. And lo and behold, it was a messy end of the race for McLaren and Red Bull, specifically Max and Lando.
Messy.
Oh my gosh, that was a good callback. Completely unrelated to what we're talking about, but a good callback. So that was Austria. How do you guys like this track? I love this track. This is a fun track.
It's a fun one to race.
pretty fun.
It's like a very simple track, but it's fun, I think.
Yeah, it's
I
a fun
mean,
track.
we get, 3 DRS zones, and it's like, starting straight, up the hill, and then the turn right after.
And then, down.
And then they repeat it literally like 20 seconds later.
Yeah, right. Because at that point, you're just doing sector 3 and you're done.
You're almost, I would say for half the lap, you might be in the DRS, honestly.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. It is pretty fun. It's really fast.
Yes, it is.
It's so fast.
It's very fast. Yep. We also historically have seen a lot of track violations.
Yes.
Because of that final turn.
Pushing, yeah.
Yep. That final turn. And also last year we saw a lot of people at the end of turn 6 going on the inside before they get close to the pit straight. There's a gravel trap there now too to stop people from going wide, because that was also an issue a year beforehand. So I'm looking forward to this race. It should be a fun one.
It'll be a fun one. So
Fair enough.
What do you think, Smelty? What do you think?
he's busy looking up analytics right now.
At all the.
He's sitting here looking over everything.
Everything. Yeah, I'm looking at everything right now. But
man didn't prep beforehand.
Not for predictions. Absolutely not. Zero preparation.
I am in my mind palace.
Yeah, actually, I'm not supposed to go first anyway. Oh, actually, I do. Dang.
Smelty.
I had a good
back
week.
into the lead.
No,
he had a very good week.
I had a good week again.
Somehow, I don't know how he does it.
You know what it was?
Keep getting away with it.
Truly.
George was on my podium.
Yep.
So you're gonna
and I had Max at second, so I got the bonus point for that.
So you're gonna do it again?
No.
Put George on your podium.
No. I'm actually a little bit
George
concerned.
won here last year.
He's trying to talk me into it. You hear that?
You should do it.
Last year.
Do it.
Back-to-back wins, baby.
That.
Ooh. You were saying you're gonna pick George very soon.
That's true.
That was true.
A quote from one Tyler Smelty.
I think. Oh man, tough cookies here. Wait, who did I say was going to be soon?
George.
Oh. Yeah, I did say soon. Yeah.
He just starts gaslighting us. No, I didn't.
I didn't.
You're crazy.
I'd be like, man, this guy really is an Alpine fan.
Delusional.
Ooh, man, I don't want to do it, but
Do it.
it's gonna be
Do it.
Max Lando George.
Do it. Max Lando
Whoa,
George.
that's that's
He did
crazy.
it. He did it. He put George on the podium.
That's awesome.
I really want to put Oscar up there, though. I think both McLarens absolutely could be double
right.
podium this week.
I think we
Get
are
back to what they know.
Yeah. So do you want to do the same thing we did last week and try saying our stuff at the same time?
Oh man.
Ooh, yes.
Are we tied?
We are.
Oh, yep. You have to say it at the same time.
I hate it here.
That makes sense.
Them's the rules. Them's the rules.
Those are the rules that I made up just now. Go,
All right.
go.
Do you want to start third?
Sure.
Do you have it in mind?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Lando.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah. Okay.
You put Lando in third?
I did.
I'm shocked. I thought for sure you were going to put Lando on first with how fast he was. This is one of Lando's best tracks.
I think we're gonna have the same podium again, except different orders. You ready for second?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Lando.
Max. Yeah.
And then you're
And
both taking Oscar to win.
Oscar first.
And then Oscar first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got that out of the way. One quick thing. One reason. You're crazy putting George on your podium.
I know. I know.
You
Such
heard
an
me
instigator.
Say, you
I know.
heard me say earlier that they're super fast in cold tracks and super bad on hot tracks. And I saw you looking at the weather.
How's it
You
looking?
know it's supposed to be in the
It's
80s.
cold leading up until race day.
It's supposed to be
warm.
like 85 degrees, which is like 30 degrees Celsius.
Did
for
you give
our
your-
non-
I'm
Did you
seeing
give your-
78. I'm seeing 78. But I did see 86 on another one though. So
Yeah.
who knows, right? We're doing this from the U.S. and these are all probably.
Did you give your prediction knowing that?
I looked at it.
Or did you look after saying your prediction?
No, he looked
No,
at
no,
it beforehand.
This whole
Okay.
time,
He was doing-
while
well,
the
he
end
was-
of your up to speed, I'm sitting here looking at the track and the turns and just like refamiliarizing myself with Austrian. Like, oh yeah, Red Bull Ring. Okay, I love that track. And then, looking at the temps of practice, weather of practice. Are they going to get good practice in or not? Qualifying.
I think you're going to be lucky if you see George in the top 5.
Ooh, lucky if we see George.
I frankly
in the top 5.
was fighting between Max and Charles Leclerc for third, and picked Max because it's Red Bull Ring.
Right,
He's
right.
so good on this track.
I hear
I
you.
think the biggest defining factor is the power unit, but also just Max is good on this track. They're both good on this track, so when in doubt, just pick Max Verstappen.
Can Yuki climb into points this race?
Yeah, I think Yuki will get points. I think I would put Yuki no higher than 9th, but I think Yuki gets points this weekend.
Fair enough. I'm just curious.
And maybe Nico Hulkenberg in the points? Hole?
I was gonna say it, but I mean, hey,
No, probably not.
dude, if Hulkenberg wins a race this
Yeah, I'm
season,
with-
I
probably
will buy a Sauber
Wait, I'm
shirt.
sorry. If Nico Hulkenberg wins
We're
a
to
race,
win a race.
Stakes are low.
We got to do something.
Can we
If
just-
Hulkenberg wins,
a race.
I'm gonna buy a shirt.
dude, you
Of
realize
Steak Sauber. Who's
Stakes
doing
are
that?
so low.
Who else is buying a shirt at this table? Nobody. Of Steak
the
Sauber.
heck?
me?
You're gonna buy one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to get the whole suit. That's right. Get
Yeah,
the whole
like
set.
let's
looks
remember
good, bud.
how crazy you are to say that. Nico Hulkenberg currently holds the record for most race finishes having never been on a podium.
Hey, you never know.
Okay,
He's
but
never
race
even-
finishes is okay. I mean,
Yeah,
You
most
never
race
know.
finishes for never having been on a podium.
I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like I'm saving money on not buying a shirt. Then I don't know what the argument is here. Anyway, yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's the show.
that's the show.
That's the show.
That is the show.
Yep. Next week we do have another one.
Oh, we got back-to-back races. Really? I thought there was a week between
there's a
Austria.
race next
and-
week.
It's Britain after this.
During July 4th
Yes.
Yeah.
weekend for the U.S.
Oh man.
They are in. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's a weekend between. So we
No. They race next weekend.
do they?
race July 6th. Yeah.
Oh, they do. Oh, well, you know what? I'm wrong about things sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes.
Silverstone. That's
So,
Silverstone.
okay.
9
yeah.
a.m. race. Oh man, and it's 4th of July weekend.
Sick.
That's gonna be a rough one to watch, but
That's only
Try
9
being
a.m.
there.
We'll be okay.
we'll see.
I just gotta look
We'll
up
see.
something really quick. I'm just curious.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, I already have my podium figured out for Silverstone.
What is it?
I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do as well.
I think you guys could
I need
probably
to
guess
wait.
what I'm gonna do.
I need to wait and see.
Ooh.
He's picking all of the British drivers, just straight down the line. Yep.
You're not. I mean, I'll just say you're not wrong.
It's going to be Lando, Lewis, George.
It's gonna be Lando, George, Lewis, probably.
Whoa. You're still gonna put? I mean, I
That
will
would
not.
I think
That would be so
Lewis could
cool.
come back in his home race.
That would be so cool.
I think this is going to be the first year we see a fully British podium at the British Grand Prix.
I would love to see that.
We've seen
I
that
really
before.
would. We're not going to.
Full British
yeah.
podium?
F1's been
we're not
around for a
going
long
to.
time.
We're not going to. We're not going to see it this next weekend.
No, I agree. We're not going to. I don't think Lewis sniffs the podium.
I
Sorry,
would agree
Haas.
with that. I would agree with that. Unfortunately, as good and as good as his history is at that track, it's not going to happen.
Okay, you're right. I've been wrong.
Yeah.
I've been wrong. It's not I've been wrong. I am wrong.
Yeah. F1's been around for a while. This track's been around for a while.
Last year qualifying, we had George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, and Lando Norris.
Oh, we did,
But that
true.
was quali, obviously. It wasn't the race podium, but
Nah.
since
Two of those
64 was the last time.
Yep.
So
It was a 1, 2, 3. It was a podium.
yep, it was Jim Clark, Graham Hill, and John Surtees.
Oh,
Yeah, I know those.
Swarty?
Yeah,
I know those
obviously.
guys.
Yeah.
Swarties, Surtees.
Household names.
I was hanging out with him.
You're hanging out with John?
Yeah, he was over yesterday.
Wow, that's
Anyway.
crazy.
Anyway.
He's really old.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Right. He was having a great time. Anyway, Joe. Mike, thanks for being here this week, buddy.
Hey, I'm glad I was here. We talked
Yeah.
about some stuff.
Oh, by the way, Mike's co-host. By the way.
I deserve that for my Alpine thing last week.
Yeah.
yeah, clearly because Joe's our host, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Got
Smudgy,
him!
Smudgy, thank you for being here.
No problem. No problem.
Really appreciate you showing up for once.
I know
Yeah,
for
really.
once,
Yep,
just
for once.
unbelievable. Yeah. I fit it in.
You did.
There's other things I should be doing
We might
and
have you
could be
back.
doing, Joe.
We might have
but
you
I
back.
fit it in.
You know what?
Yeah, we appreciate
We
the time.
appreciate you making.
Just
We
shoved
appreciate
it
you
in.
being here. You know,
Kev, thanks for being here.
Kevin.
my goat.
He may or may not live where we are doing this show.
He may be remote right now.
Yeah. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the banter, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or iHeartRadio. I think that's all of them. Oh, Kev says we might be on Amazon or some shiz too
And if you're listening at all those places, you can also watch us on YouTube.
at the same time.
It's true.
No, it'd be messed up.
I'd be weird if you did that, but you could.
Sync up the video with the audio.
But why would
the
you
video
do that
has
when you
audio.
can just have the audio on
double
YouTube too?
down.
Yeah, it's widely known that our Spotify audio is better than our YouTube audio.
I
So-
love the way we sound on Spotify. Anyway, all right, let's
And
get
we
out
do
of
that
here.
on purpose.
Let's get
All right,
out.
yeah.
Let's get out of here. All right, bye.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the Boys.